Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Cookiecast. Today on Cookiecast, it's week 14 of the NFL 2018 season review, week 15 preview. For all you fantasy players out there, obviously it's a double week, so whoever you're playing in week 14, you're playing again in week 15. For me, it's the stats mistress herself, but we'll get onto that in the actual podcast. So yeah, week 14, season's definitely drawing to a close now. How you doing? You got the wooden spoon in sight or that juicy trophy? Well, let's see how our guys are doing in the week 14 review, week 15 preview.
Bench, he had left over 100 points and he only scored 67.1.
No, top button.
I thought you had to turn it on.
I can see something.
Is it flashing? That's the new start of the podcast. Flashing.
Oh, is it actually on?
Well, you were talking NFL, so I was like, I'll start things recording. Laptop's making a lot of noise.
There's a warning in the
Shouldn't
corner.
have put that on to record, but at least we know that the audio is recording. Is that mine?
Oh, it's so very full.
Paul provided some more off-brand coffee.
No brands here.
No brand coffee.
Mine is.
For all our American watchers,
This will be in America within the next never years.
No, you'll never get it at Starbucks. Can I have a pen, please? Right then. So, Cookiecast.
Write his own name on that there.
NFL podcast. It's a quiet one this week. We've got
Playoffs, innit?
me, my glamorous co-host, Mr. Paul Williams.
Feeling so glamorous.
Feeling good. The stats mistress, or as my co-host pointed out, the states mistress.
No, just state.
State mistress.
So on Twitter, Andy last week referred to you as the state mistress.
Just a state.
I'd like to take this opportunity to say, fuck you, autocorrect. Fuck you.
Has anyone ever actually asked for autocorrect? Is it just me? I'm sure I've borrowed this from another podcast, smart. But is it just me that always gets annoyed when autocorrect still thinks I'm trying to say ducking?
You commenting on that?
Don't even get me started on ducking thing. So NFL podcast week 14
review.
Jesus.
15.
Do you remember when it was like
review.
week 4 or something? I was like, season's practically over at this
And
point.
we were like, don't be so... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No.
Seems like it was yesterday. If you'd like to start us off
I will.
with the
word
of the podcast, word of the day.
Word of the day
I was supposed
is
to say word of the week, really, isn't it?
Word of the week.
immure.
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 I have heard the word before, but I have not got a clue what it means.
Definition is to enclose within or as if within walls or in prison. So, for example, Paul's life is immured by his home and family.
Right,
Take
I
it in.
think I can work that one. I'll make a note of it just so I don't forget it, because that will be an absolute travesty. Immure.
Lovely bit of dead air there.
Yeah.
There was still sound going on.
My phone was
Repeating
my phone was telling me all sorts of stuff. I was like, what am I doing again? Okay, so that's the word of the week, word of the podcast, word of the day. So let's all over week 14.
Do we have to?
You say that. I was talking about my week. What time? Game 1 on my list is myself versus the state mistress. Personally, I'm really glad that Adrian Peterson decided to have a week off. And all I can really say is, fuck you, Golden Tate. If you're going to put 0, don't bother turning up, and I'll put somebody else in. Like, I don't know. Lewis. Let's put Lewis in.
You only needed somebody that could have got you a point.
What are you even bothered about? It's a 2-week playoff.
It's a 2-week playoff that I am losing. Because...
Let's not do this!
I got 76 points, which was beaten by 77 points.
But it doesn't matter.
Of course it matters.
And,
No, it doesn't.
Of course it matters.
and I had 2 0 scoring people.
Not that she's rubbing it in or anything.
I had 1 and a 1. Well, there's not much different.
Fairly even, yeah.
So congratulations to the stats mistress.
No, not congratulations. The game is not over.
The week 1.
Yeah.
Of, even if I'd have put Wentz in, I'd have fucking drawn. On to our second game of the week. Last week's phone-in contestant, James Forrester Gray's team, Foosball is the Devil, took on the leader of the pack, Colin Wright's Obi-Wan Mahomes. I don't want to be the guy who goes, no surprises, but Cole decimated. I think I was looking at between 3 of Cole's players, he had 67 points.
Long.
McCaffrey.
Which was nearly enough to beat James on his own. So well done to the leader of the pack. This one hurts, ladies and gentlemen. This one hurts. My boy, Thomas Quinn's I Don't Need a Gun, I've Got a Donk, went up against
Everyone's
favourite, Matthew Two Teams Hurley's, Kaepernick's Nike. I mean, you know, we could talk about the fact that Tom had Amari Cooper with his 39 points.
God, that sounds like quite a high score. I don't think anyone could have beaten that on their own. No. Not a single player could have scored more than that.
Not a single player in week 14
could have scored more than 39 points.
Could have scored more than 39 points. Paul's theory of, well, Tom's got Todd Gurley, so didn't do anything this week. Todd Gurley decided 5 points was all he was going to post.
It's because he decided to shit in the bed.
Yeah, he did. Along with the rest of his team. Unfortunately, Toots had a lot of 19, 19, 20, 19s.
He also had Kittle on the bench.
What did I say last week? I said he should be looking at playing Travis Kelce as his tight end and potentially looking at the possibility of having Kittle as his flex. Did he?
Yeah.
He did not.
Did he, balls?
And he left 27 points on the bench. Obviously, it didn't matter because Tom posted 105. Toots posted 128 for the W.
Still all to play for.
It's still all to play for.
However, the next game that we're going to come to... Oh no, that's not me. Don't worry about him. Carry on.
As you were.
Excuse me. As you were. Carry on. Carry on, Andrew.
Our next game, previous guest,
member?
No, previous guest on the podcast, Philip Walls, and another previous over the phone guest. Philip Walls is Rivers Deep, Jock Gordon High versus Matthew Moore's Feeling Good. Phil had a couple of. Well, Phil had one high scorer and then some medium scores. Matthew Moore more in the lower end. Although his defence did very well. 98 for Philip Walls, 68 for Matthew Moore. The dub goes to Phil.
Again,
Everyone
no,
predicted that right?
not really. It's not a W.
It's definitely a W.
It's not a win.
Definitely
It's a
a win.
2-week game.
Definitely a win.
He's just up by 30 points.
Definitely a win. Our next game
Oh, good God.
I mean, what do we say about the next game? What do we say? Let's get into it. Well, if 39 points was a lot for one player to have, when you then add Mr. Henry to the mix, 39 points is dwarfed by 47 points. So this was a conversation that came up at the time, whether this was a record for fantasy points. Turned out, no, it wasn't. It's just a lot of fantasy points. You could throw into the mix Tom Brady, who's 26 fantasy points. Hilton decided, 19 points. I'm happy with that. The Sin Bin's only member. Where is your opponent this week, by the way? Oh, that's right. Sin Bin.
I think he probably doesn't know that we're even recording.
Versus my glamorous co-host, Mr. Paul Williams, is Hide and Zeke, the Squirrel Killers. Do you want to talk about Goff? Or not?
Nope.
It's not like you didn't have a plethora of quarterbacks to have chosen from.
Yeah, what's the deal with all the quarterbacks in the league?
Well, they were both acquired by trade.
Do we need all the quarterbacks?
I've not got all the quarterbacks.
Though.
I was specifically helped by Doug Baldwin decided he didn't want to play moments before the game started, so I had to scramble around trying to get a fucking player off the wing.
Do we want to talk about anybody saying, "Oh, why have you got a backup kicker?"
I don't have a backup kicker.
Why have you got a backup kicker? I don't need a backup kicker.
I don't have a backup kicker.
You need 3 quarterbacks. That's what you need.
Bear in mind, they're all guys that I've been traded by other people, and I've just not got rid of them off my bench yet.
That's why you thought 65 points was enough to beat 139. No. Tim decided he didn't want to play all season until it doesn't matter anymore.
That's not how it was.
Obviously not a win with 139 points versus 65 apparently.
Well,
just
no,
like
if he just
75-point lead.
if he shits the bed next week and I, equally don't shit the bed.
It was a win for me in my prediction there.
Of course it was.
And the final game of the week, Benji keeps.
These are all 2-week predictions.
No, this is week one of the playoff predictions. We weren't banking on a winner here.
Benji keeps Oxford Browns.
How did I not see that?
Went up against Rob Rafton's Yorkshire Knights. The Oxford Browns with 2 zeros, 2 ones, a 2, a 3, a 4. I mean, it almost counts itself. A 10 and a 13 posted 34 points.
Well, I mean, he's not even got anything on his bench to help him out.
No, he's got a couple of zeros on his bench. Maybe he should have used those.
I mean, we're talking about a man who has Blake Bortles on his bench, in the position that he's also occupying for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey! Rob Rafton. Gronk, big scorer. Frank Gore had a right week.
It's never been mentioned.
No, I said to you, it was a week for old school players. There was loads of names coming out from the day.
You're saying that Gronk had a good week, but he didn't really, did he? When you consider what actually happened.
I was saying Frank Gore had a week.
Yeah, but you said Gronk.
Yeah, I said Gronk and then Frank Gore.
Well,
listen. 34 versus 83. Rob Rafton with a part of a win. Did leave 19 points on his bench with one player.
Well.
So, will it have posted what the...
Nope, doesn't do anything to the standings.
No.
Because the standings don't exist anymore.
Lame. Why hasn't it gone to...
Because it's not... What do you mean?
Why hasn't it moved into the next round?
Why would it have moved into the next round?
Because I want it to. So there we go.
What part of it's a 2-week playoff do you two not understand?
I understand.
Yeah, well, it won't move on until week 2 is done. So that's why you being down by 1 point is not a massive problem.
Big problem for me.
So,
It's not a problem at all.
Moving to the predictions.
I can update you
I
on
must have got all 6 right.
this week's predictions. Who did?
Must have got all 6 right, maybe.
You.
Yeah, must have.
You got 3.
Must have. Might.
Bottom of the pile.
When you say 3, you of course mean double it to 6.
No.
Because all 6 were correct, yeah?
No. Shush.
Count on, peeps. 6. Yeah, boy!
3. You rode in the middle with a 4. And then myself and the JFG got 5.
The JFG. Roald Dahl's favourite.
Yeah.
Swan's in here on the phone, thinking he's all that, predicting 5 correct fantasy scores.
5 out of 6.
What a whack.
Yeah.
Pretty good going.
What a tosser.
But we can roll all those games forward for this week.
Not picking again then?
Yeah. Because now you have to pick the overall winner.
I see. Right, okay.
That was the interim winner.
So technically we're not picking 2 here then? Because next week I could win.
But not win overall.
Yeah.
No.
So that's going to be tricky.
No.
Following? No, didn't think so.
So as far as next week's concerned, the teams and the games stay the same.
Exactly the same.
But could all change. So
Well, apart from in mine and Tim's game.
yeah, you got a long road ahead of you there.
Basically I've just got to bend over and take it like a good boy.
I mean, I don't want to jinx anything, but I can't imagine Henry's going to have that sort of game.
They're against...
No, but Carlos Hyde probably will or something like that. So.
Oh, I saw when I was looking for stats, whoever they're against in this coming week.
Tennessee?
Yeah. Giants. They were saying he's on... There's a high chance that he'll have a decent week. Yeah.
So let's go through the games again.
Yep.
So it'll be me versus you
Yes.
this week.
I think you will take it this week.
Looking at, like, it's one of those, isn't it, where you go, well, what could I have changed out on my bench that would have resulted in better? Only my defence and my quarterback would have scored me any more points, and that would only have been 2.
But it's a whole different mix.
It is a whole
they'll all be
different mix.
playing different teams.
I'm going to say that you're going to win.
Okay.
The week. Oh, well, if she wins, she wins overall.
If he dies,
Just ignore me.
You?
Oh, you're looking at me for a result here. Right. I'm going to go with Andy to win. Forcing Andy to win by 1.
No.
Forcing a ridiculous tiebreak that none of us can work out how the app has worked out.
That is very likely, to be fair.
And we're all just sat there thinking, well, how's that happen?
How's that work then? It'll go down to points, won't it?
Well, I imagine
Over
so.
the
I
season
don't,
or something.
I don't really know all your potential head-to-head record, which I don't understand how it would work out either.
James Forrest Gray's Foosballers Devil will once again take on the leader of the pack, Cole Wright, Obi-Wan Mahomes. It would be remiss of me. What was the word of the day?
No, not yet. It's not time.
It doesn't fit.
Doesn't fit.
No, I can make it fit.
No, you
now.
can't.
I can ram it home now.
Shh. Whoa. Keep it savoury. This is a child-friendly podcast.
James would be
Definitely
in the
fucking
ode
isn't.
by Cole.
So basically, Cole needs to have all his players benched, and
would
for
probably
James
still
to
win.
basically get every player scoring double digits, which probably won't happen.
So it's a call for me on that one. I'm afraid.
And marching straight into the final showdown, Colin Beelzebub, right?
I'm going with Cole as well.
Yeah, it'd be silly not to in this one. However, this game is where the real money lies, boys and girls.
The problem with this game is that Toots has a 23-point lead. Now, in theory, if Gurley gets off, he can have a Derrick Henry-esque performance.
Who are the Rams playing this week?
Eagles.
Oh, so they're going to smash.
So
the
Todd
absolute
Gurley could have an
smash.
absolutely mental week.
So that is a game changer there. However, who are the Saints playing? Because I've just seen this situation.
Possibly
here.
the Panthers?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
I think they've got to play the Panthers twice, so they've got to play them this week. And they're going in week 17, I think.
I am going to say that Tom will win this week, but...
Suffer a heartbreaking...
won't win overall. I think he won't get the 23 extra points he needs.
So you're
going up against Toots.
You're actually saying Matt
For overall.
For the win.
Yeah.
I am an eternal optimist.
Okay.
And I think that somewhere along the line, either Big Ben... I was going to say Big Ben might not play, but even then he's got Andrew Luck on his bench. He's stacked. He really is stacked across the board.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Ball sacks. Yeah, Tom's going to win, isn't he? Toots is going to win.
Probably, yeah.
A Toots versus Cole final. It's the final no one wanted to see.
Oh, God. Oh.
Let's be honest.
That to me is like when somebody goes, oh, it's the Patriots in the Super Bowl. It's like, well, I'm 50% turned off by that. Who's the other team?
I'm 50% turned off by that. Wow. Yeah.
What are you saying?
Toots.
Toots for the win. You know what? I'm going with Tom.
Good lad. Phil Walls is Rivers Deep, Josh Gordon High versus Matthew Moore's Feeling Good.
30 points to make up.
Yeah. I think Phil for the win across the board. I think Phil's going to win the week and the match.
I always keep forgetting that Phil's pitching a chub.
Wow.
Pitching a Nick Chubb. He's had some really good running backs this year. Melvin Gordon did well to snaffle up Eckler as his backup, and then when he went down injured, just slap straight. Sensible play. I clearly taught you well, Phil. Good man.
Phil overall winner. Win for the week, win for the...
Same here. I'll go for the same on that one.
What about you?
Yep, Phil.
Yeah.
Phil.
Well,
we don't even need to discuss this one.
Let's get into this one. So, I'm going to be super controversial on this one. I think Paul Williams for the win.
Overall,
I think looking at your lineup here, I think that Goff and Ezekiel Elliott are going to have world beater games.
Isn't he like 75 points behind?
So I'm behind by more points than I
Do you
scored
need
last
me
week.
to remind you what Tim's usual score looks like? That is the highest. It's one of the highest scores of the league, and he's usually like him and Benji could always play.
Bear in mind,
week on week.
struggle to have a winner. But it's got to the stage now where I basically need him to score about 20 points in total, and then I need to absolutely nail him.
You need 100.
I need to outscore him by nearly 100 points.
Yeah.
Tim Lacey for the win, please.
Paul Williams, and I'll be happy to take that point.
Tim Lacey for the overall win, which puts me in the bottom place playoff. Ugh. That could be for the second season in a row. Oh.
Tim for me.
Oh.
But look
I think we all know what'll happen.
Look what you're playing for.
It'll be a classic case of Ben keeps team saving up its, breakout performances for the
last week
for the season.
Is it possible to get 400 points?
Don't, because it'll happen. It's going to happen.
I know. What are you thinking on that one?
Bitch.
Paul and Tim. Tim.
All day long.
No, you're all wrong.
All day.
You're all wrong.
Isn't that right, Timbo? Good lad.
Don't talk to him.
I absolutely
Don't ever
will
talk to him. Don't ever speak to him. Lives in the cinema.
Lives.
To lift the lid to talk to him.
He asked me to help him move a sofa in there the other day. Difference between a friend and a best friend?
A friend will help you
Hide a body.
hide a body.
A friend will help you move. Best friend will help you move a body.
Oh, sorry.
And the final game, Benji keeps Oxford Browns going up against Rob Rafton's Yorkshire Knights.
Basically, a 50-point difference. It's going to take some monumental point scoring from.
I will tell you this in person. I will tell this to your
from
face.
Ben Keep.
Stop putting Cam in your lineup when you've got Drew Brees on the bench. I am fucking
Brees
serious.
didn't score that many points this week. To be fair.
14 versus 10.
Yeah, it's only 4 points difference.
4 points.
It's not massive. I mean, like, let's just bear in mind that I started a quarterback this week who scored -1.
You started the Super Bowl winning quarterback.
No.
He just happened to throw a lot of interceptions.
The Rams aren't winning the Super Bowl.
Definitely winning the Super Bowl.
No.
Definitely winning the Super
No. Sadly, I would have said that at the start of the season.
Bowl. 100%.
Had I gone with that at the start of the season, I am now changing my mind.
2.
100. You're so silly.
Chiefs. Bears.
Can't say that.
Yeah.
Patriots.
Although, yeah, Patriots.
Fuck the Patriots.
Although, when we come on to the games later on, I will discuss something that I read that I thought was either funny or could potentially have been a masterstroke. But we'll come on to that later on. All will be revealed in a set amount of time.
Cannot wait.
I can see you're all on 10 bucks.
Wrap this up.
Tentacle.
Rob,
Yes.
Sorry, Benji.
I think it's a Rob.
has Benji ever scored a 50?
That's a good point. I don't actually know what Ben's highest score is of the season. We'll have to go through it week by week, and
I
that's
bet he
going to take
can't
a
wait
long
to
time.
join the league again next year. He'll be like, oh no, sorry, I'm already in too many and I can't join this one.
Hey, he scored 73 in week 1. Was all looking rosy at that point.
Went downhill.
No, 79 week 2.
They were probably still losing scores, were they, though? Because start of the season, everyone's like...
72 week 3.
Oh, they're always in the 70s.
Consistently in the 70s, and they all just hit the fucking shit.
He kept putting the Jags.
To be fair, in week 4, he did have the best number score of all time. So he scored 69, obviously. A 47 in week 5.
Yeah, it's downhill from there, I believe.
An 80 in week 6.
So, are we now looking at the games for the week?
I believe we are done with fantasy.
We're done with fantasy, so let's talk.
We now move to actual
Reality.
Niffling.
Let's talk reality, kids.
Niffler.
It's called Nambler.
We don't usually go through the score. We just talk about some some breakout games.
We can discuss what happened last week.
Do you want me to go through the stats first?
We could talk the Titans Jags, which had the
You could wow us with some statage.
which had the Henry scoring.
Quick question though: if you're going to wow us with statage, have we maybe missed something? Maybe a picture or two.
She's got a picture for her.
Sorry.
Have I?
Yeah, so following on from last week's theme,
Yeah.
Paul has to guess what the item is. Did you only have one picture for that?
Well, I had 4, but they all came out very much the same.
You showed the same picture 4 times. So we've got 2 games for you this week, which involve pictures.
Excellent.
I'll show you. So, and then last week, I don't know if it was on the podcast or just afterwards, I mentioned that the other items was 7 NFL mini helmets that are yet to grace the podcast.
Oh dear.
Unfortunately for you, they're all in alternate colours. So, when you look at this,
Okay. I like the fact that your head is reflected in that in the top of the bit on the helmet. It's amazing.
Good job, I was like.
would you like to have a guess at which team is represented by that picture?
Right, so basing it on the other helmets, that is the top bar? Yeah. That's the top bar. So there's a little bit of gold piping with more block colour behind it.
Mm-hmm.
That, therefore, will be the alternate helmet of the Los Angeles Rams.
Okay. Find out later.
Damn it.
So, scores for the week. The Titans beat the Jaguars. No surprises. The Titans beat the Jaguars 30-9. Like I say, the Henry score helped them along there. No surprises.
Clean sweep on predictions there.
Okay. Jets beat the Bills. Close game.
Settled on the last play, I think.
27-23.
Opposite of a clean sweep.
Oh,
Oops.
no.
Apart from the JFG.
The Browns-Panthers game.
Oh, yeah, what we all saying? You've just picked the Jets, you absolute idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out he's a very smart man.
The Browns-Panthers game. Another surprise victory for the Browns by 26 points.
Was it a surprise
26-20.
victory? Don't think it was.
You and I held out for the Browns.
Falcons-Packers. Clean victory for the Packers.
Clean victory in predictions.
Yeah, boy!
20-34. Ravens-Chiefs. Now, this was an interesting game because this went to overtime for the Chiefs to secure their victory. 27-24. Now then.
Clean sweep again.
Clean sweep. Let's talk what must have been the most interesting game of the week. We were absolutely screaming at this one.
Hilarious.
So right at the start of the game, by the way, this game is the Patriots versus the Dolphins.
It was really back and forth.
Really was. At the start of the game, I turned to the stats mistress and said, "You know something?
The state mistress over there in the corner.
I've got a really weird feeling about this game, and I feel like the Dolphins are going to win this."
Well, I'm sure this was brought up as part of the informal stats at the beginning of the predictions, and it was that Brady's got a losing record in Miami.
Yeah.
Probably the only place he's got.
And I was just saying, I just got this weird feeling that this isn't going to go well for the Patriots, because wasn't it the Dolphins that beat them at the beginning of the season?
No. So the Dolphins were 3-0, and the Pats were 1-2, and then the Pats played them at home, and obviously got and beat them quite comprehensively.
We thought
I thought the Dolphins had won.
No.
So right at the end of the game, there was 7 seconds left on the clock.
Well, all I know is that time expired on the final play, but obviously,
So
it's not always stopped.
there's this thing where if you keep the ball alive,
No stats.
you
Must just be a time of the week. Then.
if you keep the ball alive, you can keep the time alive.
Same as in rugby. I think they
And
just play
it-
when
and
the
it-
ball's dead. That's the end.
It turned into a bit of a rugby game because they sort of passed it, then they passed it between them down the field.
As long as you keep lateral the ball, as long as it goes behind you, you can keep doing that as much.
And then the last person to get hold of it ran it in for a touchdown, putting the Dolphins to 34 points versus the Patriots 33
And then
points.
Gronk went for that last sort of
Gronk playing
leap,
playing as a safety,
Don't
and then just absolutely shit in the
fell
bed.
short.
don't want to say it's Gronk's fault.
As soon as Kenyon Drake came anywhere near him. But apparently they were saying on another podcast I was listening to that Kenyon Drake is, if you watch the game back, Kenyon Drake takes about 3 or 4 looks because he's looking for someone to lateral the ball to. And And then he just sees that he's got a little bit of running space. He just goes, yeah, okay. Then. The best thing about that was the fact we've got in my other league, we've got a mate who's a big Patriots fan, and he just sent through a text just saying, "What the fuck?" So we all just went, what? Oh, did the Dolphins score on this drive-by? And he was like, yeah, just watch. So it was quite fun.
Nobody predicted that.
No.
I can't imagine anybody would have done.
No.
The Saints went up against the Buccaneers. Saints, comfortable victory, 28-14.
Clean sweep.
Did I give a prediction for that?
No.
Oh, damn it, because I was umming and ahhing about that one.
Giants went up against the Redskins. Giants smashed it out of the park, 40-16. Another one where very, very close. Colts went up against the Texans. Colts won 24-21.
Nobody got that right. You predicted a rather large win a rather large margin for the Texans.
Ooh. The Bengals went up against the Chargers, and the Chargers won 26-21.
Clean sweep. You thought they would win by 21 points. It was 5.
I just know it all.
The 49ers beat the Broncos 2014.
Nobody predicted that.
Unbelievable.
Another game that went to overtime, Cowboys-Eagles. The Cowboys won 29-23.
Clean sweep.
I'm guessing that nobody got this one. The Raiders went up against the Steelers, and the Raiders won 24-21. No one?
No one.
No.
Nobody.
Lions played the Cardinals, 17-3 to the Lions.
JFG went with the Cardinals on that one.
So 3 of us got to win.
We did.
The Rams went up against the Bears, barely. The Bears won 15-6. The Bears' victory over the Rams, they sort of really immured the Rams.
And Paul, yes, you predicted that correct.
Yeah, but
Although you said by 1 point.
that was close.
1 point, it was
It was nice.
and the Seahawks went up against the Vikings, and the Seahawks destroyed the Vikings 21-7. A lot of close games this week. A lot of close
Pretty
games.
much.
Let's just have a look.
Outrageous results.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 games
With one
with
play.
a play difference.
So 1 score.
Yeah.
It's making the AFC wildcard race very interesting, because I think there's 4 teams at 7 and 6 that are all there or very close to being in.
They said at the beginning of the Red Zone it was the week where
Be a lot of deciders.
a lot of deciders. A lot of people were going to go out. A lot of people were going
So currently, as it stands in the AFC, you've got the Chiefs as the number 1 seed. They have a 2-game cushion over the Patriots, but really it's only 1, because if the Patriots tie, if the Patriots have the same record as the Chiefs, they will have the tiebreaker because they beat them earlier in the season. So you've got the Chiefs at 1, Patriots at 2, Texans at 3. Again, the Patriots and the Texans have the same record, but the Patriots beat the Texans earlier in the season, so they have the tiebreaker. Hence, they are higher. You've then got the Steelers at 7-5-1 with the 4th seed. This is where I hate how this system works, because you've got the Steelers at 7-5-1, the Patriots at 9-4, and the Texans at 9-4 that have got the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th seed. And then you've got the Chargers at 10-3 that are the 5th seed. So they're just really unlucky in the fact that they've got a really good record, but they've got the Chiefs that are 1 game better than them, ahead of them, and that's pushing them down to the 5th seed. And then you've got the Ravens at 7 and 6 as the final team in the wildcard spot, but breathing down their necks, you've got the Dolphins, Colts, and Titans all at 7 and 6 as well.
There's a lot of teams in there that you wouldn't expect to see.
Oh yeah, well I mean, like the Browns aren't even out of it yet. The Browns are at 5-7-1, so they're only 2 games back. So obviously, like, if they lose next week and one of the Ravens, Dolphins or Colts or Titans win, then they'll be out of it. But it's not inconceivable the Browns could even get in the crash the postseason. So all to play for still.
Mm.
Which is weird at this point in the season, so it's still all to play for. But
let's just put it this way:
interesting.
there's no team that has safely immured the wild card slot yet. So so yeah, all to play for. To be fair, I feel like because we did the AFC, I should do the NFC really.
Mm-hmm.
So the NFC, the top seed is the 11-2 New Orleans Saints.
Really?
Yes, they have the same record as the LA Rams, but of course they hold a win over the LA Rams, therefore have the tiebreaker.
Yeah,
So if the season was to finish today, the Super Bowl for the NFC goes through New Orleans. So you've got the New Orleans Saints at 1, LA Rams at 2, Chicago Bears at 3 at 9-4, the Cowboys at 4 at 8-5, Seahawks 5, or the 5th seed, at 8-5, and that's the highest they can get because the Rams have already won the division. So the highest the Seahawks can get is the 5th seed, and then you've got the Vikings in the last spot, so they're the 6th seed at the moment with 6-6-1. You've got the Panthers and so you've got the Panthers, Eagles and Redskins 1 game back or half a game back on 6-7. You then got the Green Bay Packers at 5-7-1 and the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Giants and the Lions at 5-8. Obviously the best they can do is 8-8, so they're only playing for really one slot. And that's the Vikings at 6-6-1 because you'd imagine they can't really catch the Seahawks 8-5. So yes, that could all, in theory, the NFC could all be pretty much done and dusted within the next week or two, depending on how the games go. So it's not as open as the AFC, but it is interesting nonetheless.
NFC seems to be like the teams are a lot stronger than AFC.
Certainly did earlier in the season. Obviously, like. There's more. I think there's more teams in the AFC that have got winning records than in the NFC. Yeah, there are, which is weird. But yes. So there you go.
For.
Niners, Cardinals, Falcons, all eliminated. Well, technically, technically the Falcons are eliminated, but they'd have to win out and hope that everyone else loses. So they probably are eliminated.
What was it? Because we watched a little bit of NFL Network and they spoke about the Falcons. And I can't think which other team. And they just went, Falcons, probably the most disappointing team this season. It was like they were proper telling them off. It was like
absolutely. There's an absolutely ridiculous. So I'm just going to go into the league leaders of stats basically. So through week 13, through week 14.
The last week.
Because there's 3 weeks to go. So through week 14, the passing yard leader is Patrick Mahomes with 4,300 yards.
I am shocked by that.
So he's potentially on pace for a 5,000 yard season, 5,000 yard season, which wouldn't be bad considering it's his first full season in the NFL. Ezekiel Elliott heads the rushing yards with 1,262, about 50 ahead of Todd Gurley. Julio Jones is the leading receiver, 1,429 yards. And then on the defense side, Darius Leonard has 135 tackles. That's nearly 20 more than the next closest guy in the list. Aaron Donald leads the league in sacks at 16.5. And Kyle Fuller has the most interceptions, tied with Xavier Howard, actually.
How do you have 16.5 sacks?
Because if 2 people sack the quarterback at a time, it's half a sack.
Ah, okay.
And then on the team stats, this is what I couldn't believe the other day. Number 1 total offence is the Chiefs, which makes sense. Number 1 passing offence in the league, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they've combined for nearly 4,000... Well, not for nearly. They've combined for 4,308 yards of passing offence. And they're terrible. So bad. Best rushing offence is the Seattle Seahawks with exactly 2,000 yards. Best defence in the league, the Buffalo Bills, apparently.
On Sunday they were saying it was the Ravens' defence.
But it was.
Right.
And then obviously the Chiefs just scored a few more.
Can you just make a note of what Paul guesses these helmets to be?
Oh yeah.
So the first one he make a note that he guessed the first one was
Rams.
the Rams. So again, remember alternate colours and things.
Okay.
So this one
That looks a bit orange/red. For that reason alone, I will go for the Chicago Bears.
Interesting,
Mr. Bond. Very interesting. So
Before
before
I was just
Stats
going
time?
to say, just to recap
Oh,
the
yeah.
prediction from the actual game.
No, let's move on real quick.
Sadly, Paul won this week with 11 correct predictions.
Yeah! About time I won something.
You are
I'm pretty
definitely
sure.
leading.
Yeah, you're streaks ahead in that.
It's because I keep going for the out. It's because you keep going for the outsiders, like the Bears to beat the Rams last week. You need to look at the stats.
Do we
man. You
wanna-
need to look at the fact that the Bears are at home. Oh, that's the thing I was going to come back to earlier. So I read something online which said that people were considering the fact that the Rams potentially played within themselves on the off chance that they might have to play the Bears later in the season and they can throw out stuff that the Bears had not seen yet.
Tactics.
Do we want
False
to
sense
do
of security.
the games?
Well, we need stats from last week's games, don't we?
Probably.
Before we
Yeah.
dive into next week's games.
Probably.
Yeah, boy.
Shall I show Paul this picture?
No, say that.
So many
Okay.
pictures.
Say that till the end because that's the one he's really good.
Okie dokie. Right, number one.
Are there 14 stats?
There are not.
Boo!
Derrick Henry set a Titans franchise record for rushing yards in Thursday Night Football, thanks to his 4 rushing touchdowns, one of which was a 99-yard score that tied him with Tony Dorsett from 1982 for the longest rushing touchdown ever. He also scored the most fantasy points of any player this season with 47.8 PPR points. That score topped McCaffrey's 46.7 from week 12 and Mitchell Trubisky's 43.5 points in week 4.
I swear to God, I think I've played against all of those guys when they scored their highest point of the season.
Just to rub it in your
Absolutely insane.
face. It also more than doubled Henry's own prior personal best of 21.5 PPR points, which came from 2017 season. There you go.
Well done, Derek.
4 of the AFC's top 6 teams lost on Sunday. None of them, however, fell out of the position in the playoff race, as Paul has divulged. The Chiefs inched closer to home field advantage, thanks in part to an outrageous ending in Miami. The Dolphins beat the Patriots this week with a mind-blowing 69-yard play and no time left on the clock. That's the longest game-winning touchdown with 0 time on the clock in NFL history.
Couldn't happen to a nicer team.
3. Mark Sanchez, quarterback, started for the Redskins at home against the Giants. He was 6 of 14 for 38 yards with 2 interceptions and was sacked 5 times. The Redskins subsequently lost 40-16. Saquon Barkley for the Giants had his best game as a pro, running the Redskins for 170 yards on just 14 carries. His 12.1 yards per carry was a career high. Barkley is at 1,124 yards with 3 games left. It's unlikely Barkley can catch Eric Dickerson's rookie record of 1,808 yards, but can he reach 1,500 yards?
Yes. Yes, I think he can.
Do you?
I imagine he'll probably get 100 yards for the next 3 games.
Yeah, it's only 380 yards in his. For the first time in 30 games under Sean McVay, the Rams didn't score a touchdown in a 15-6 loss to the Bears. LA was held to 214 yards, just 3.5 yards per play, and Jared Goff sadly threw a career-high 4 interceptions. This loss to the Bears represented the second for their season. Sam Darnold ran 46.8 yards on a 7-yard touchdown pass to Robbie Anderson. The Bills' defense has managed to confound Marcus Mariota, Kirk Cousins and Deshaun Watson, yet Darnold guided the Jets 60-plus yards twice in the fourth quarter on the road to beat the Bills. In their most important game of the season, the Colts leaned on their best skill position player, T.Y. Hilton. In what ended up as the second best game of his career, Hilton caught 9 passes for 199 yards. That's the biggest game he's had in 4 years, since the 2014 game against the Texans, in which he caught 9 passes for 223 yards. Greg Kittle received 210 yards for the 49ers on 7 receptions. This all happened in the first half of the game, and then he didn't catch a pass in the second half.
Jesus Christ.
Kittle narrowly missed making the record for receiving yards by a tight end in a game which is 214, held by Shannon Sharp, who was 4 yards off the record. Amari Cooper caught 10 passes for 217 yards in the Cowboys against the Eagles this week. Of those, 3 were touchdowns, all of which were in the fourth quarter or into the overtime, including the game-winning 15-yarder in overtime to defeat the division rival Philadelphia Eagles 29-23. It's the most receiving yards by any NFL receiver in a game this season. And the last one, Travis Kelce for the Chiefs has back-to-back 1,000-yard receiving seasons. Only one of the tight end, Greg Olsen, has ever done this. Even after an overtime victory on Sunday against the Ravens, the Chiefs haven't quite run away with the AFC West title. That could all change on Thursday night when the near equally hot Chargers visit Arrowhead Stadium. The Chiefs would clinch the division and at least a first-round bye with a victory.
Excellent.
That is it.
Is that it?
Yes.
Any shout-outs?
Oh, yes. There are.
Don't forget your shout.
Jason McIntyre and Kevin Seifert. Thank you.
Excellent stat work, boys. Yeah, I think it's. I don't think it's. I don't think it's a stretch to say the game of the week is definitely the first game. Chiefs Chargers should be off the chart.
So,
Helmet number 3. Can I have a little more of a look at this? Because I'm trying to work out what the detail is on the side. Don't know why, but I want to say Baltimore Ravens for that one.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
I don't know why. Swallowed a fly.
Oh, perhaps.
Perhaps he'll die. Right, let's talk some week 15. And you are correct that game 1, Chargers, Chiefs, all the C's.
In Kansas City, though. I think it's in Kansas City anyway.
While he's finding out, put me down for the Chiefs, please.
They did own them earlier in the season, to be fair.
And I think they had a tough game on Sunday, but they still won. I honestly don't know if there's anything that can touch them at the moment.
Anything that can touch them.
They've got a great
Not man,
system.
Nor man, nor beast.
Nor a Charger.
You?
Chiefs.
You?
I mean, like, the sensible thing is Chiefs.
Or Chargers.
And you're not known for your sensible.
I am not known for playing it sensible.
So Paul goes Chargers.
So just looking at the stats. So in the league rankings, the Chiefs have got the best offense. They've got the 30th best defence, so they're third worst on defence in the league. That is awful. And they're playing against the Chargers, who are pretty up there across the board. So they've got the 6th best offence, the 8th best defence. They're 9th in passing and 12 at rushing the ball. So they're worse than the Chiefs on passing, but they're better than the Chiefs at running the ball. Rivers is playing out of his mind at the minute as well. Chiefs by 1.
Game 2, week 15. There are some weird timings. I was about to start taking the piss out of the times.
Yes. Now this is the start of some games being played on a Saturday.
So that first game, Chiefs Chargers, is on the 14th of December.
That's just the Thursday Night Football
at 1:20 a.m.
That's just standard. That's standard with
the next
normal games.
Game is the 15th of December, 9:30 p.m. And that is the Houston Texans versus the New York Jets.
In New York.
Friday night?
That's Saturday night.
Saturday night.
I'll have a slice of the Texans. Please. Williams.
I'll go for the Texans as well. I think they're coming off the back of a loss. Need to put a statement out, and I think they will.
Lianne Davies.
You're gonna Forrester Great, aren't you?
No, I'm gonna go Texans. Oh yeah, I'm too scared. Part of me thinks Jets, but
too scared.
So, 16th of December, 1:20 a.m.
So technically, it's a Saturday night game.
Right.
The Cleveland Browns face off against the Denver Broncos.
Denver.
Where is it?
It's in Denver.
It's a mile high.
Denver. The last dinosaur.
They are so all over the place. The problem you've got is when you talk home field advantage, there's only a big difference when you talk about a couple of teams. Like, everybody wants to win at home, but nobody's got they've got a different pitch or they've got a different this, that and the other. There are only 2 teams that really have a home field advantage. One of them is the Broncos and the other is the Seahawks. So when you say it's in Denver...
I'd always fancy the Chiefs doing a game at home, personally.
I'm going Browns.
Same here. Oh. Baker's the hot hand.
In that case, put me down for the Broncos.
Baker's got the hot hand.
Split it.
Andrew,
Split the difference.
When will you learn?
Now we're talking 6 o'clock games. This is the first of the 6 o'clock games on the 16th of December. The Arizona Cardinals versus the Atlanta Falcons.
Wow, bird versus a bit of bird on bird action. Play for draft picks at this point.
Best.
Snoop Snoop.
Snoop Snoop.
Death by
Snoop
Snoop.
Snoop. I always kind of hoped I'd go out this way.
Mind is willing, but the body is spongy and soft.
I am not sure I can pick.
The Falcons have to win this one. I mean, Ryan's playing really well. He's just unfortunate.
Yeah,
any team that's got Julio Jones in it's always going to have a chance to win a game. Falcons for me.
Go on, I'll have a slice of the Falcons.
The Cardinals even are absolutely awful.
Yeah, they are. And
Dreadful.
you are?
A Falcon.
You're a Falcon.
Correct.
Next 6 o'clock game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Baltimore Ravens.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ravens.
Is that your prediction?
Yeah, it's in Baltimore.
Well, some involuntary
Boom.
response.
Yeah, Ravens. They're looking.
All you need to know is the Ravens' defense against the pick monster, Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Yes, please. I quite like the sound of that matchup.
Yeah, go on. You.
Ravens.
Next 6 o'clock game is the Lions versus the Bills.
Oh my God, there are some absolute atrocious games this week.
It's the dross off, let's face it.
They're both as bad as each other. It's in Buffalo.
I'll have the Lions, please.
I'm going Bills.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. Another 6 o'clock game is the Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears.
Spurs. It's in Chicago.
Yeah.
Trubisky.
Mitchell Truth Biscuit.
Bears by 14.
Bare necessities.
Yeah, Bears. Clean sweep Bears. Another 6 o'clock game is the Oakland Raiders versus the Cincinnati Bengals.
Wow, another shit.
The Bengals. I might even not bother watching football this week.
In Cincinnati.
Fucking shit show.
Cincinnati.
Engels, please.
How many have they lost in a row now? They've lost every week since they came off the bye, so that could be 4.
Billion weeks.
Raiders are playing alright at the minute.
They've played the last 2 games. They played.
Yeah, go on. I'll have a little slice of the Raiders.
I'm going Raiders.
Perry, get it. Another 6 o'clock game. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Indianapolis Colts.
Ooh.
That's a tough one.
Cowboys.
The Colts are playing
In Indianapolis.
really well for the Colts.
So they've just beaten the
But
Texans.
the Cowboys are playing reasonably well.
The Cowboys are playing well, but the Colts have just beaten the hottest team in the league at the minute. In Houston. Ooh, that's a tough one. Oh, I don't know. Cowboys.
I'm Cowboy.
Colts.
I don't like this double bagging.
Sorry?
Whoa.
Hey?
No.
What?
No. The dross fest that is the Washington Redskins versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Are there any good games this week?
surely you have to go for the Jags just for the fact that the Redskins can't get a quarterback fit or stop him from being intercepted.
But it's the Jags.
Yeah, I know, and Cody Kessler's wank, but Jags for me. I think the Skins must have lost 3 or 4 on a spin now.
I don't know.
I'm going Redskins.
Oh,
I can't say the same again.
what are you doing?
Redskins.
What are you doing?
Another 6 o'clock game. The Patriots beating Miami Dolphins versus the Minnesota Vikings.
In Minnesota.
In Minnesota. That'll be fucking cold there.
Minnesota, the Vikings are it's indoors.
Oh.
The Vikings have got an enclosed stadium now. I'm going to go for the Vikings to have a statement victory to reignite their playoff push.
I'm going to say that the Dolphins come in real strong off their defeat of the Patriots, and the Dolphins win that one.
The Dolphins.
What about you?
Dolphins?
Dolphins. I think that'll be the Vikings.
The last of the 6 o'clock games is the Tennessee Titans versus the New York Giants. Interesting game.
Titans.
I think the Giants have what? Won 4 or 5? No, they must be 4 on the spin. If only my NFL mobile app could actually tell me these sort of things, but too early in the week. That's another of those games. It's a bit like the Cowboys Colts game, that for me. They're both on a decent run. It's in New York. I'll go with the Giants.
I will go with the Giants on that one.
It's weird because even though
They keep surprising. And
I think they're. Did I say they're 5-8 on the record? I think they are. So it's not in. I mean, they probably won't get in, but it's not inconceivable that they could still make the playoffs.
What about you?
The Titans.
Okay. Right, now we're moving to a 9:05 game. The Seahawks versus the 49ers.
In San Francisco.
Doesn't matter, the Seahawks will win. Put me down for...
We're getting points here.
a 26-point difference with a Seahawks win.
Wowzer. Okay.
Wowzers.
Yourself?
Oh, Seahawks win.
Is
But I don't think
it
it'll be by that
the
much.
49ers?
It's in
What was I saying
San
that they
Fran.
were 3-0 for their on the road games or something?
Who's this?
Seahawks. Something I saw.
Well, if it makes any difference, this is a divisional game.
3-0 when they're in their luminous green.
Oh,
that was it. Yeah.
well, if it makes any difference, this is a divisional game, and the 49ers have lost all 4 of their divisional games so far.
I was going with Seahawks.
Well,
regardless.
yeah, same here.
The next game is kind of interesting. 9:25 p.m. 16th of December is the New England Patriots going on against the Pittsburgh
I don't think that's that
Steelers.
interesting.
Oh man, the Steelers at home should not lose.
I don't know what's
The
happened.
Patriots are going to be coming off the back of a horrible loss, a game that by all means they should not have lost. So they're going to want to really cement themselves here.
Brady's going to have a face on from the start.
Oh Jesus Christ! That fucking
Face
face. I'm gonna have to
on.
look at the fucking
We've
middle
seen it sort of
face.
the Dolphins game.
He's such a child. I'm not winning. I'm not winning. You always say you're going to get the helicopter, but you never get the helicopter.
Have I just totally missed something here?
Patriots. I'm saying there.
Big call.
I got to agree.
I'm going to go with the Steelers to snap this little losing streak they're on at the minute and inflict a damaging victory which could push the Patriots out of the number 2 slot. Oh my God, they wouldn't. They'd have to play a game in week 18 of the season.
Good.
That'd be amazing.
And you,
Patriots, unfortunately.
17th of December, 1:20 a.m.
Sunday night.
Philadelphia Eagles, LA Rams.
Oh dear.
Ramming it home.
I'm going to ram it home as well.
Yep, Rams by. I was going to say 30, but I don't think the Eagles are that bad.
21.
20, yeah. 20 points.
You're saying 20.
Rams by 17.
You're saying 17.
And our last game of the week, which is on the 18th of December.
Monday Night Football.
I would have said good game, but they've
Definitely not.
absolutely shit the
Fucking
bed.
awful game. 1:15 a.m. is the New Orleans Saints going up against the Carolina Panthers. That is almost a snooze fest for me. A couple of years ago, even a year ago, that would have been an interesting game.
Yeah.
The Panthers, I honestly do not know what the Panthers are doing at the moment. Saints all the way for me on that one. I'm going to say a low-scoring game, but 13-point clear victory for the Saints.
Okay.
Paul? Oh, it's in Carolina. I mean,
Oh,
the weird
Carolina.
the weird thing is that so they've lost 5 in a row. They have to win a game. They have to win a game soon, and they've got 2 games against the Saints. Drew Brees always does better in a domed stadium, and the Carolina Stadium is outside. Everything about this says Saints victory, and when they went to Dallas, everything about that game said Saints victory, and I went for the Cowboys. So, Panthers.
You're a madman.
Absolutely ridiculous.
You're a madman.
There's absolutely no reason why I should be picking that, but I said it earlier. I think the Saints will lose more games this season, and this just has the smell of one they shouldn't lose, but they probably will. They potentially will, and I think the Panthers need to step up at some point and just make a statement that they're not out of the playoffs yet.
Complete drops.
Speaking of which, why are you showing me a Panthers helmet?
I'm going to show you 2. So there's this one. Make a pick.
You said they're all alternate.
Yeah.
I can't
I've written pants.
Pants. You haven't got any duplicates? Excuse me. I honestly can't think whose colours that is.
Just go wild.
Jags.
Okay. And this one. I think there's a little bit of reflection there. I think it's like a coppery orange and blue.
I thought we'd already seen that one.
I don't know, unless you've doubled down.
Double dipped.
She's double bagged it. She's double dipped it. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
So what was the...
Do you know what the worst thing is? I can see that helmet on an alternate's jersey and I can't for the life of me think what it is.
Make a pick quick. Pick six.
Pick.
And the answer is...
Something again, pestered by. Oh my God! What the hell is it? That is a alternate helmet for the Green Bay Packers.
Okay. So that's everything.
That, in theory, is week 14.
Week 14
Review
week
done. Week
15
preview.
Fantasy
Dusted.
and NFL and the works.
In the bag.
Which brings us to...
Can you name all the 32 teams in the list?
Can someone name all 32 teams in the NFL?
Aye!
And that someone is me this week. I am so scared because, and I'll tell you why. Because I can't. I know I can't do it, and I keep I wait a couple of days, and I think I know it. I go in differently, and I do the thing, and I cannot do it. As I said to you, at 30 the other day, time ran out. I was like, that's 6 minutes. I got 30 of 32. Time ran out. Titans and the Texans. I always miss like horribly obvious ones. Do feel free to help with that, with the finding of them, because that's the bit I struggle with.
Do you want to...
Well, I'm just trying
You'll
to
know
think.
which division they're in. So.
I need to sort of stay so he can't read them though.
Oh, right, yeah.
I'll tell you what
Somebody...
I could just take myself off camera.
Somebody
That one sort of over there, sort of.
put some time on the clock.
Go on, Leanne.
What was your time? It was like
2 minutes 10?
2:10. So if I get outside of 2 minutes, then I'm allowed to close.
That's what we did with James last week, isn't it? So
Did he capture James this day?
he
I
got
counted all the time.
3:43.
Yeah.
I think Rob went full time and didn't get them all.
Rob didn't get him in 5 minutes.
But he is going to get a chance.
Yeah.
God, this is going to be so
Are there 5
This is
minutes on that
going to
clock?
be so embarrassing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Cardinals.
Yep.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
Chargers.
Yeah.
Broncos.
Yeah.
Bills.
Yeah.
Browns.
Yeah.
Bears.
Yes.
Lions.
Yes.
Bengals.
Yes.
Giants.
Yes.
Jets.
Yes.
Titans.
Yes.
Texans.
It's named him twice. Excellent. Yeah.
49ers.
Yeah.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Falcons.
Yeah.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Seahawks.
Yes.
Steelers.
Yes.
Vikings.
Yes.
Right, so that's all the ones that I can just name straight off the bat.
I was wondering what your method
Have I said Chargers?
You have said the Chargers. Quite a lot to go, Andrew. Quite a lot.
1 minute.
Falcons, I've done.
Done the Falcons.
Colts.
Yes.
Jaguars.
Yes.
Lions I've done.
You have.
Saints.
Yes.
Redskins, Cowboys.
Yes. Yes.
How many have I got and how many have I got left to get?
I'll just tell you the ones you need to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to go.
Fucking hell.
That's good. You've got 2 minutes.
Panthers.
Gone.
Yes. 6 to go. Are we at clue stage yet?
2 minutes have gone.
Packers.
Yes.
Right. Rams.
Yes.
Fucking Rams.
What teams have you seen this season, Andy?
Raiders.
Yes.
Always get the Raiders.
I make that 3 to go.
This is my zone where I can't get.
Coming down to 2 minutes left. Ooh.
Buccaneers.
2 to go. One of them should be your new favourite team after what they just did on Sunday.
The Dolphins.
1 to go.
That might sound like a sheep.
You might guess this is probably the team that I would name last, seeing though I despise their quarterback.
The
and all he
Ravens.
stands for. Stop the clock.
My mind was well and truly blank on that.
So was that 1 minute 29 left?
Yeah.
Yeah, of 5 minutes.
So that was 3 minutes and 31 seconds.
Hell. Write it on. That's got to be the worst.
You beat James.
Did I?
Yeah, he did it in
Oh,
3 minutes
and I beat,
and 3 minutes and
and
43.
technically I beat
And
Rob.
Rob. Yeah.
Right, so you're going to get a barrage of pictures at this point in time. A barrage.
Why am I putting Paul?
Why are you putting Paul? This is.
So just to clarify, Andy was 3:31.
Yeah.
You at home must get this one. This is an easy peasy go.
Well, that looks like the Rams.
It certainly looks like the Rams to me. Write Paul down for the Rams. Oh. Oh, that is super sexy, that one. That's a real sexy one. That's real sexy.
Oof.
Saints?
Very interesting, Mr. Bond. You do realise you've missed 2, don't you? There's 2 in a bag behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right then, let's see if you would like to look at this picture over here.
Oh, for fuck's sake, what the hell is that? Oh my god. Right, so, initial thoughts of looking at the picture.
Yeah, I didn't.
So, the only thing that I can think what that is, off looking at it initially, is a Super Bowl ring replica.
So let's see
Fuck's sake.
how many you got right
This is
off the
absolutely
helmet.
You went with Rams twice.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, so
First one you saw.
So I've got one right then. Did I ever say the Panthers?
No. You went with Jags.
Because I was thinking there's one that was like a teal-y sort of colour, and I'm now thinking that maybe the Panthers had like a blue alternate colour. I can't really think.
No.
Bear in mind that people can't see this, but they can hear you go, no.
Calamitous.
No. I mean, when it comes in a box, you know, it's... Oh, my. Well, I got one. Oh, I got a Bears!
Before we get started, though, if you could just kiss the ring for me, won't you? Just kiss the ring for me.
I'm not going anywhere near that.
Go on, kiss the ring. I told you we were going to recreate that episode of The League. Kiss the ring.
What is it? Is it a Seahawks replica?
It's the only Seahawks Super Bowl ring.
I don't know where you started.
Right, well, the first picture...
How much was that?
I can't disclose that.
I can't.
You don't want to know. So the first picture was that one, which I can tell you, that picture, ladies and gentlemen, is a beautiful
Interesting.
Bengals. Look at it. Got the tiger stripes on and everything.
Interesting.
The
I
next
did just say
one,
to you, didn't I? Panthers bastard.
the next one is that ready one.
That's the Chicago Bears one, isn't it? Or is it a Bucks? Is it an old school Bucks helmet? Texans.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I know, it's
Texans. It's beautiful red
Shiny.
colour. That was the third
Did
one.
I say Ravens for that
You
one?
did, yeah.
Titans. No. Miles away on that one.
That one I think you got right.
No, I think I changed my mind. I don't
No,
think
you
I
went
did.
with Jaguars.
I said the
That's,
Panthers, and then I just changed my mind. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Should have
the hell I
stuck with
changed my
it.
mind on that one.
Definitely the Panthers. This one, another very nice.
Why can't I can see it and I can see it, but I can't see it in my head. It's
you
weird.
went with Packers.
It's a beautiful.
It is the Bears.
The Bears. It's beautiful.
It's
That
because
colour
that
is,
red that I said earlier, I think I had it in my head that was the red. And I thought I'd already seen it.
No surprises on this one.
That's the Rams one.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful Rams one.
Yeah.
And to finish us off
New Orleans Saints.
is the Saints. So I think you did get some of those right.
New Orleans.
You also got the mystery item right. How many?
I tell you something, you have got way too much fucking money.
Yeah, I know. How many did Paul get correct?
Probably about 2.
The Saints and the Rams.
Should have stuck with the.
But I did say the Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just for a different one. And your reason for saying them, to be fair, was
Logical.
you went with that one. You were saying it was the ready.
Yeah, I would never have got the Bengals one.
The Bengals was awesome.
The Titans one wouldn't have even crossed my mind. I mean, where are you getting these from?
NFL,
A guy?
From the NFL.
I see.
There
was
like,
was it a Cyber Monday or a Black? It wasn't Black Friday. It was too late. I think it was the Cyber. I think it was the Cyber Monday sale.
Yeah, potentially.
And they were half price.
it wasn't quite that.
Not
I think
quite,
it was 30% off.
But yeah, nearly half price.
I thought you said there was 8.
7.
But there are 2 more in the bag over there.
That's correct.
Have we missed one? Have we missed one somewhere? It's not like...
Was the Vikings? When did we get the Vikings one? Did we get that?
That came from
Okay.
the shop.
There we go. That's week 14 review.
in the books.
15 preview in the bag.
Only
It's almost over.
only
now.
3 weeks left to go.
Over. And then we'll all be very sad.
2 weeks left to go.
We won't be able to talk to anybody ever again.
15, 16 and 17.
2 weeks of preview left to go. And then obviously we'll have the roundup. And then we'll be looking forward to the first round of the playoffs.
Don't pull that face on camera.
Yeah, probably not best. Because if anyone doesn't hear the volume, they could be just like, yeah, that's vinegar strokes. Vinegar strokes.
After somebody else's vinegar stroke.
Over and out.
Right,
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Love you, bye. Love you, bye.
So there you go. What do you think to that? Week 14 in the bag, staring down the barrel of week 15. Just that extra point for me would be real nice. You know, that and another 150 points just to make sure. For all you YouTube watchers, YouTube subscribers, subscribe. Tell a friend to subscribe. Leave us a comment. Everybody in the world should jump over to the Cookiecast.com Show us some social media love. Show us, send us an email. You can do that through the website quite easily by clicking the email button. So yeah, next week is going to be week 15, which will be the last of the first playoff games as far as fantasy is concerned, and only 2 weeks left of regular season. Can you believe it? Nearly the end. Ah well. So yeah, I'll leave you with that until next time. I'll bid you farewell, and I'll say bye-bye, and I'll see you then. Bye.